over 1,300 black sisters was unalived.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And let's just say, even though all those aren't black men, you gotta put white men, black women, white women, all that other stuff in there. But let's just say, for instance, for this argument, that all those dudes that did that were black men. If you take the number of black men, which is 22 million of us, that is still a minuscule amount of black men that we are talking about are violent, because most black men are not violent, and it doesn't come even close. So to frame this question like black men are just
Can I ask you a question? How many black men were unalived?
Hold on a minute. You know what I'm saying? You said let's let people finish. Let's have a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you were saying that men do perpetuate violence a lot, which is true, the number of those men is very minuscule.
So wait. So two things.
And the numbers say that.
CB, two things. A, you're starting at unaliving, which if you want to start there, let's start there. But B, there's tons of violence before you unalive a person. But let's do the unaliving. I like this conversation for you. So that's the women's side. Now let's talk about the other side where men get unalived. Add those two numbers up.
That would still be, even if you took that number, that would still be a small minute of men that commit murder against other men.
Unaliving. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that commits unaliving. I'm sorry. Forgive me, sir.
Yeah.
I gotta learn. I really gotta learn TikTok language. Please forgive me.
You good?
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Men unaliving against men. Okay, cool. Now that's one. Now, hold on, wait. Now that's one group of men. Cool. Let's keep going. Now, what percent? CB, you talking a lot, bro. Stop.
I wasn't saying what I was saying, but okay.
This is crazy. I'm trying hard not to mute you. Really, I really am.
Myself. I got you.
Okay. What percentage of men? Now, let's keep going. What percentage of men batter men, women, and children? What percentage of people, what percentage of people have been battered? How many batteries happen in this country?
If you actually want to take that stat about children, women hurt children more than men do.
No, they don't. That's a lie.
Go look it up, brother. You can look that up online. Okay.
I already looked at the study. You heard it on TikTok.
No, you haven't. Because if you have, you wouldn't have just said what you just said.
I know 100%. I looked at the study. I looked at the aggregate numbers.
I just saw you said you looked it up. You're lying right now.
Okay. CB, if you look at the study, what it proves is men are actually more violent to children than women are. Women are more violent. They abuse kids more. Their children. They're more likely to abuse their children. Men are more, CB, please. Men are more likely to unilaterally abuse kids, first and foremost. So they'll abuse your kids, they'll abuse kids from across the street and their kids. Women primarily only abuse their kids, first and foremost. The biggest form of abuse is neglect, by the way, not violence. It's neglect. That's the number one form of abuse. Women are more prone to neglect their kids. Now you got to get into the why and the, being not having any support. They're working, they're a single parent, blah, which leads to neglect. It's still abuse, but it leads to neglect. That's what you're talking about. Now, hold on, CB, stop. Now, you want to talk about actual physical violence against children. Men are more violent against kids. No doubt about it. Against everybody. Men, women, or children. Men are far more likely to I think like 80 or 90% of rapes are done by men. Like I said, battery, men, physical violence, men. Unalivings, men, stabbings, men.
Again,
all these men. Not 80, 95% of the time, brother. There's no way around it. So what are you talking about?
Can I speak, or am I going to get muted?
Go ahead. You can speak now.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. What you're talking about, for one, like I said, is a small minute of men out of the millions of men. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't think y'all understanding. So, you know what I'm saying? Talking about less than 1% of men does not correlate to all men. Secondly, you know what I'm saying? When you talking about women are the number one unaliver of kids, bro. So what are you talking about when they say that they don't abuse them? You're sitting here lying.
You say they didn't.
Look, I, bro. You know what, bro? You good. You know what I'm saying? You have a good day, brother. I appreciate you for allowing me to come up. And I appreciate y'all having my time. If you're going to sit here and lie to me, I ain't about to sit here up and have this conversation.
Hold on.
If you are emotionally dysregulated, you should go
You
go
don't
to a
even know what
doctor,
that
get some
means.
medication,
Explain
and
that.
seek help.
Explain emotionally
But asking,
deregulated.
but yelling at me
Explain
and
it.
blaming me when you
Explain
clearly
it.
don't know what you're talking about,
Explain it, sir.
and you yelling at me,
Explain the word
you're
you just
so
used.
excited. You're
Right,
look
I'm
at you.
so
You're
excited.
so agitated.
I'm
By what?
agitated.
What are you? Why are you so mad?
Yeah. I'm mad because you're a lying piece of shit. That's why. If you
CB,
want to know.
CB, you think that you
Ambassador, wait, brother. I gotta talk to the brother. CB.
No, don't CB me, Norel. You just said something that you didn't look up yourself on this live. And you can have all these hackling hens that's in your comment section sitting here vouching for you.
Why are
But
you being so disrespectful?
at the same time,
They got 20 on his head. Why are you being so disrespectful?
but you didn't even look up the stat that I said.
Hold on, don't mute. Please don't mute him. Please let him go. Go ahead, CB. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that. I was trying to unmute you. Go ahead, CB.
You have literally lied on this thing and didn't even look up the stat that you're talking about, but you yet ready to blame men for it. That's
I did
wrong,
look up
brother.
the stats, sir.
That's wrong, brother. And I hate to see that coming from another black man. Look,
But CB, I did look up the stat. I'm just trying to tell you that
I have a black woman. Okay,
CB,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't care about who CB. I don't care who you hunching on. I don't care. I'm going to say what I normally say in the situation is free that woman because you sound unstable. I'm just being real. So if you got a black woman, I don't care if she's black, white, or otherwise, free that woman because
You're using words
you got something going on, brother.
You're using
Some
words.
chemical imbalance type stuff. Oh, they got 30 on you.
Get 30 on me. You know what I'm saying? Let them pay you to kick me off. I don't care. This is TikTok. You get paid for this. This is why you do this. This is why you come up here and lie to these women all day because you get paid for it, brother. You know what I'm saying? When you can sit
what I would like to know is why are you so invested in this idea that they paid to drop him? I was gonna ask him, why is he so invested in this idea that women are just as violent as men? And they always go to children, by the way. If you guys ever notice that, it's always children they go to. Like, oh, see, they just as violent against kids, but we all know men are more. Look, CB, you can go look up the study. You can go look it up, brother. Men.
What's the source of that?
What'd you say, Ambassador? What's
the source of that? Because I know there's multiple different sources.
I don't know. I'm not good. I'm honestly, I'm not good at that. There's a dude on here who did a video on it and he cites the sources and that's where I got it from. He made a video and then he told what the sources were and I looked it up or whatever from his video. But
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. The video it's on X Patriarch's page, by the way. He does like a pretty good breakdown of it, but I like how he did it. Like he did a good breakdown and he cites the source. And then I was like, all right, cool. So let me read it or whatever. And I did. Yeah, somebody said there's over 100 pages. I did not read all 100 pages. I just read the numbers part and the like what the study was, what the goal of the study was or whatever they were trying to find, or I can't remember how to say it, abstract or whatever. Exactly. So anyways, if you care to read that, study, you can. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? If you want to read all 100 pages, you can go do that. That's great. I don't have time to do that. And also, it was something that of course I knew that men are more violent to children. Like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? That's not men. Think about it like this logically. And you mean to tell us in every other aspect, men are more violent. But all of a sudden, when it comes to kids, no, women, no. Like, no, bro, men are more violent overall. Yeah, he was out there wilding. He was calling people in the comments, hackling hens, and he said that I was a POS. You know what I'm saying? He was emotionally dysregulated. That's an unstable human being. Yeah. Cackling. I'm sorry.
I will say this. A lot of the stuff that's happened on these panels, how men are treat women, how women treat men, all this kind of different stuff. I've never known for this stuff to be going forth the way it's been going forth until TikTok, and I was like,
"What you mean?"
Just the division, I didn't really realize how serious it was about how men were misogynistic and just their behavior. And there's a lot of men that I see on these panels that I definitely wouldn't sit down and have a conversation with, because it's hard to have a conversation with somebody like just somebody like CB. Like that was like we having a
You didn't
peaceful
know
discord.
you didn't know men were this bad before. No
No,
woman.
I did it because
You mean to tell me,
I was
Ambassador, you never had a conversation with your wife about your behavior? You never had a conversation
no.
with another
She
woman?
never had any problems with me. The only problem that she really had was the fact that I was irresponsible with my finances and that I lacked communication skills. Like I didn't know how to, like if I was feeling a certain way, I would shut down, or I would go to a place where I can kind of just settle my thoughts. But I would never address the situation um, right there on the spot. Like I just cut it off. But I never once I've calmed down, I never come back to the situation and address it once everything's calmed down. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
that's about as far as violent that you can say I've gotten. Was that
Well,
I
no,
just didn't I
I
feel
don't mean violence. I'm not talking about violence. I'm saying
okay.
she never talked to you
But
about like your behavior. She never, you know what I mean? Like, because
yeah.
a lot of it, a lot of our behaviors are rooted in our misogyny. A lot of our, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like what's going on? A lot of that is rooted in our misogyny. A lot of it is, you know.
Yeah.
But you never. But that's the thing, though. It's like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, it's not so much. What happens on TikTok is, and what happens on social media is, a lot of people don't ever hear things in the way that it is described or articulated on these platforms, right? So you don't get to hear the verbiage, you don't get to hear the language, you don't get to hear misogyny, you don't hear patriarchy, you don't hear sexism. You just hear you shut down all the time, or why did you cheat on me, or whatever. And that's the culmination of the ideology that is misogyny. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like that, oh, you hear men say running game on women and stuff like that, and you don't connect the dot. You just go, I mean, running game is running game. Like, yeah, I know what running game is. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, boys will
Yeah.
be boys. You hear stuff like that. You hear stuff like
Well,
that all the time.
so I'm not trying to toot my own horn, nothing like that, or make myself more than what I am.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've never exposed myself to a lot of things that I knew that wasn't going to benefit me. Like the people that I surrounded myself around, I chose to surround myself around these type of people. Like if I seen an inkling of anything that was remotely unkind or came off very disrespectful, like I did not tolerate disrespect from anybody. So if you express that or your energy was just off, I did not give you the time of day to even become your friend. I could only count on my fingers. I can count on my fingers only two friends that I got, and they've been my friends. One has been my friend for 3 years. Other one been my friend since I was 19. I have not made any more friends because I have never met any other genuine person like myself. And so,
You want some drizzy? You
yeah,
want some drizzy? No new friends?
no new friends. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to having new friends, but I just not gonna pick up just any of your friends. I'm not
I
gonna
hear
do
you.
that. But so like somebody like CB, yeah, that that would have just I would have saw that right off the back and just said, nah, I'm not dealing with that. Like he might be a good brother on the back end, but if you was to come if on initial impression, that's how you handle a situation. Nah, I wouldn't give you the like I like to have a peaceful discord. I don't like conflict. I like to have a decent conversation and be able to come to a conclusion where we both understand each other and we both getting our issues resolved. Like
You know what was crazy? CB, somebody said it. I was gonna say it, but they clocked it. They said CB got up here and he was talking about brothers and sisters, and 2 minutes into it, he started calling them cackling hens.
yeah,
It's always them. It's always the blackety black pro black dudes that be like, I'm black. I love black women. I'm da, da, da. You cackling hens. 2 seconds later, it's always them. It's always them. Always. I'm like, how can y'all do that so fast? It's always them every single time.
yeah,